Hi, it's Sam. Hope everyone's doing okay and staying safe with what's going on in the world at the minute with this horrible coronavirus, COVID-19 shit show, whatever you want to call it, that's going on at the minute. Um, we in the UK, I think we're on week 9, going on week 10 of our lockdown. I've been working from home for seems like forever, weeks now. So yeah, getting a bit stir crazy, a bit sick of being indoors. Um, Obviously, we can go out to do exercises and stuff like that, and go for walks, but it's just not the same really. When you know that they're telling you that you have to do this, you have to do that. But anyway, so the theme for this month's YouTube layout hop was a theme around mum, your sister, a female figure who you sort of look up to. Obviously, in America, it's Mother's Day in May, and we've already been and had our Mother's Day in the UK in March, I believe. I couldn't decide on who I wanted to do my layout about. I think as well you had to include a vintage picture or an item in this theme as well. So obviously I'm big on doing my family tree, so I've got hundreds of vintage photographs of my relatives from back in the day. So this first layout that I did is of my grandma, my dad's mum. She was in the Women's Air Force. She wasn't a pilot or anything. She sort of worked behind the scenes, sorting all the men's uniforms. She also travelled quite a bit as well. She went to Iraq. I think she went Africa as well. I don't think, I think the years my grandma served, she was sort of just joining as the Second World War was ending. So obviously she was helping with the tidy up and what was going on in Iraq and Africa and that afterwards. So this is my grandma. She was actually called Catherine, but her nickname was Kitty. And she was called Kitty till the day she died. She was I can't describe your grandma. She was ever so posh. She wasn't posh in the beginning. I think the family she married into, she put a few airs and graces on, shall we say. And it was funny because obviously when I got talking to some of my grandma's WAF friends after she'd passed away, I used to write to them and whatnot, and they used to tell us stories about her. And one of the things they all said was that she had a very distinctive speaking voice, which was quite posh. She was lovely though. She loved a gin and tonic, and I don't know how she coped, but my grandma had 4 or 5 boys, and my grandpa to deal with, so she was quite a tough bird. So yeah, so this is a layout I've done with the photographs that I've had handed down to me. So there's one of her in the bottom here. I think this is a here, in a full uniform, getting off the plane, and there's some more there, and obviously all the RAF men. I think there she's on that one. All the RAF men are obviously oogling all the girls getting off the plane. And this is one of her in a full uniform, which I think this is one of the photographs she sent me grandpa. So I've gone very vintage on this one. There's a few WAF posters in the background here that I've just printed out. Inked the edges and roughed it up a little bit. We've got some patriotic bunting with the red, white and blue. I wanted to use this wood background paper, which I wanted to use for quite some time, but then after I started putting it down, I needed a bit more colour, so obviously that's why the vintage England flag, or Union Jack I should say, is in the background. And just a few button stickers, a few what's it called, stamps, sticker of a crown here, and then obviously ration book. So that's the first layout I've made. Second layout I made, obviously we're only supposed to make one layout, but like I said, I couldn't decide. So this is my lovely, lovely great grandma. Oh, not my great grandma, my great auntie, Auntie Mary. She's still with us. She was a nurse. Well, she's recently retired. Same recently, she's in her 90s. She obviously originally trained to be a midwife, I believe, and then went from there. She actually was one of the founders for, I believe it's called International, what's it called? Schools, International Nurses International Schools or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it's called. But she started that up. She was one of the founders in the 80s. It's still going today. Nurses can literally travel all over the world doing placements, I think they're called, in different hospitals in different countries. So yeah, very proud of Auntie Mary for everything she did. I've had these little nurse, I think the Jolie stickers. I've had these for years because I wanted to make the page about Auntie Mary, but I just hadn't gotten around to doing it. And obviously this theme this month has obviously given us the push that I needed. I've got a vintage old ration book here, which actually has, this is not hers, but it actually has her surname on. So I found that on Google, and I thought that was quite fun to put in, and some vintage nurse advertisements and things like that. So there's obviously a vintage photograph of her when she first signed up, and then obviously here's a photograph, a more recent photograph of her giving a seminar at one of the conferences for the International School of Nurses. Again, I wanted to pull some of the pinks and blues from this photograph, so this is obviously where I've pulled the papers from for this. Quite plain. I was going to do a second, like a 6x12, and type up a full story of what she does. I haven't seen Auntie Mary in about 5 years because she lives in the States, and obviously I live in the UK. But obviously we keep in contact via the internet, and I speak to her granddaughters quite a bit as well, who are also nurses. So that obviously runs in her side of the family. So she was my grandpa's sister, who obviously my grandma married her little brother. So there's that layout. And then the final layout I've made is my mum. This is an old photograph from, I believe, her 20s. It's one of the like photo booth pictures you can get done, which I've obviously just blew up to make it a bit bigger. Some people will obviously get the title of the layout, some people won't. It's called Mother of Dragons. And then I've obviously journaled down in this bottom corner here. So my mum has fostered since I was 5. She's obviously looked after well over 100 children, so I really look up to my mum. I think she's a little crazy, if I'm being honest, wanting to look after that many children. Obviously she's got me and my brother, and as her own children, and then obviously all the other children she's looked after since I was 5. To me, I loved it. It was like I had lots and lots of brothers and sisters. I helped my mum look after the children, which obviously helped me grow into being able to look after myself as I've gotten older. I could help obviously with the washing and the cooking food, and just basically help look after the children. Which, like I said, I've looked up to my mum for years. She's still fostering now, and she's in her 60s. So yeah, so these are my 3 layouts that I've made. I'll put the lineup in the description box below. There's a few of us doing it this month. So all you need to do is like, subscribe to the videos and the channels, and just show everyone some love and support. I think everyone needs a little bit of happy at the minute because of what's going on. So if you can, if you've got a few minutes, which if everyone's in lockdown the same as me, you've got lots of spare time, just go and leave a nice comment on the girls' videos. We appreciate it. Obviously making some of the videos is a bit time consuming, having to edit them and things like that. So yeah, it does take a little while for everyone to do the videos, so we do appreciate you taking the time to watch and comment and stuff like that. So hope everyone, like I said, is well, stay safe, and obviously just adhere to what you're being told by the government, how to stay in, to keep your social distancing and all that stuff, and hopefully we can get back to being normal as soon as possible. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Thank you.